Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. We're in lesson 100 of our verse-by-verse journey through the book of Genesis, averaging almost 2 lessons a chapter. We're in chapter 48, verse 18, and we're in this as so much of this last several chapters of Genesis is very dramatic, where Ephraim, Manasseh, Joseph is seeing their father, blessing, hands crossed, all kinds of stuff. So check out our other videos in this series. There should be a playlist, maybe missing 3 or 4. I don't know where they went, but let's get started. And so we're in our Cambridge large print only King James. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn, Manasseh. Put thy right hand upon his head. Now, a lot of people get, even including the Church of England, it's kind of like official doctrine there called British Israelism, that Manasseh is the UK, Ephraim is America. There's absolutely no proof for that at all. And I've done some videos kind of debunking that. So verse 19, and his father refused. This is Jacob. He's like, no, I'm blessing the sons like this. They'd gone through a ritual, bringing him out between Joseph's legs, and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, Manasseh shall, and he shall be great, but truly his younger brother shall be greater than he. Kind of like Jacob and Esau, and kind of a theme, the elder shall serve the younger, that our first birth is supposed to serve the new birth typology. And his seed shall become a multitude of nations. Now, that doesn't mean, it's Denmark, and it's the UK, and it's the Danube River is named after them and all this. But you'll notice generically, like when you get to Hosea and other places, that the entire northern kingdom was known euphemistically as Ephraim, and that each of the tribes, even though they were one country and people of Israel, were also known as countries, plural, and nations. So, multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, now remember, the blessing is huge in the book of Genesis. Gary Smalley wrote a great book on the blessing. Sister Nona Freeman used to preach a great message on blessing, and there's a lot of truth to it, just blessing people. Priestly blessing, Numbers 6, 24 through 26. Jesus blessed them, blessed children, or they want him to. And so here's what he said in the blessing, verse 20 of chapter 48. In thee shall Israel bless, saying, and now Israel is another name for Jacob, a covenant name for Jacob, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. So pretty incredible there. Again, theme throughout Scripture. And Israel, like the new heavens, new earth, will be untainted by sin, unlike the first heavens, first earth. And Israel said unto Joseph, Behold, I die. Now that's somebody with perspective. Man, if you do the chronology of like Isaac, he lasted a long time. But God shall be with you and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Now, it was as bones, but yes, he did. And maybe as burial too, Jacob's burial. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren. You don't get just one. You know, both your sons are going to get your portion above your brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow. Now, that's kind of interesting because it could harken back to that entire episode of Dinah's rape and all of this kind of things, or some would say she wasn't raped, but anyhow, and but Jacob is very sure, Israel's very sure, that he took it out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and my bow. And Amorites, that's interesting archaeology, also interesting to study in Scripture, like the sins of the Amorites not yet full kind of thing. So chapter 49, and this is one of those classic chapters in Scripture, because Joseph he's already said, I'm about to die. Well, he does right here. And he's blessing all of his children, not just Ephraim and Manasseh, not just Joseph, in this. And it has prophetic significance. So let's get started in that. 49:1, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Last days. So this has to do, at least from the day of Pentecost until now, and maybe even the 7-year tribulation period. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Listen, verse 3, he starts out with Reuben, the firstborn. So amazing. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Remember him trying to help Joseph and stuff like that? But unstable as water. Not ice, water. Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, slept with his concubine. Then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. So he's like, you're not going to get the blessing of the firstborn. And this is huge implications, because you're going to see why Messiah comes out of Judah, the fourthborn. So verses 5 and 6, Simeon and Levi are brethren, instruments of cruelty in their habitations. Now Levi, some would say this may be why he became into the priesthood, because a lot of killing there. But you remember after they had Dinah's paramours and relatives circumcised, then they just killed them. And it was that. So instruments of cruelty in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret. Unto their assembly mine honor, be not thou united. So he's like, I don't want to be mean like that. Even at that time, he was, Jacob was very shocked. He was very concerned about it. Thought everybody was going to turn against him, the surrounding countries. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they digged down a wall. Some people say it's a mistranslation. It's obviously not. I mean, that's ancient warfare. You would dig down walls. You build a wall, dig it down, it collapses. So self-willed, I mean, they were determined. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, yes, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Now, I'm going to start with Judah, but we're going to continue on with Judah in 101. So verse 8, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. The name Judah means praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. That's fact, not on, but in the neck of your enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. That's where the king's going to come from. David, and then Messiah. They were Judites, and then the lineage from David till Messiah. So we're going to pick up again. We'll start at verse 8 with 101. Do check out our other videos. Join us daily. God bless you. We love you. Bye-bye.